What's up, everybody out there in the Chivaverse? Today we're going to talk to you about El Tour Rebaño. We're going to visit San Jose and San Diego, and of course, all of the other juicy details from Femenil and from the Cantera. You guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you guys in a few seconds. Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Latinoamerica and all the Chiva hermanos and Chiva hermanas around the globe. All you mothers and misters, Chiva brothers and sisters. Welcome to We Go Chew Live. We're transmitting directly from La Perla Tapatía, home to the most glorious of teams, el Club Deportivo Guadalajara. Bienvenidos todos a We Go Chew Live. How is everybody out there? We got a lot to talk about. We have El Tour Rebaño, but first, let's introduce our co-host. Gabi, ¿cómo estás?
Hi, Robert, and hi, everybody that's already joining the chat and starting the Chivas conversation. So happy to be back here with another episode of We Go to Live. A lot of exciting information to share today. There's going to be a Rebaño tour coming up, of course, a weekly MVP, and much, much, much more. And remember that this show is created specially for all our Chiva hermanos that live outside Mexico, specifically or mostly in the United States, and they speak mostly in English. But remember that we speak Spanish, English, Spanglish, or whatever it is because we speak Chivas. So I'm going to say this also in Spanish for all the people asking in the chat. Este programa es contenido especial creado por Chivas. Y ven aquí dice Chivas TV, o sea, somos oficial de lo oficial. Y es creado en inglés porque Chivas expande sus horizontes y queremos acercarnos muchísimo más a todos nuestros Chiva hermanos y Chiva hermanas que por alguna circunstancia de la vida hablan más en inglés que en español. Pero aquí hablamos Chivas, así que se vale inglés, español, Spanglish, lo que ustedes quieran. Back in English, so happy to be back here. Welcome, everybody. Alfredo, how are you, my friend?
Hi, Gabi. Hi, Robert. Hi, Chiva hermanos. Very excited to be here with you guys. Very excited to see all the comments in the chat. Curtis Williams is in the house. Marilu. We have also Oscar Hernandez. We have Andrew Jarkin. We have Jorge Hernandez, Jorge Ace. All the Chiva hermanos who are watching us. Very excited to be here with you. We have plenty of information, everything regarding the Tour Rebaño. The team is already in the United States. The team is already flying to California to what will be a Tour Rebaño against Atlas and Cholos. So we have we have Chivas visiting the United States. All the information regarding that, all the analysis on the team. We also have Femenil. We have plenty of action in Cantera. And if you'd like to either ask anything you'd like to know about the Chivaverse, send us a WhatsApp message to the number that will be shortly on screen. We have anything you'd like to know about, and if not, we will find out. So back to you, Robert.
That's right, everybody. There's so much out there. You know the Chivaverse is always full of things going on. All right, so don't forget, we got to look at the glass half full, my friends. We have so much to talk about, so many things. But first, there are some winners. We need to announce some winners for a giveaway that had been done earlier today. Okay, so let's look at those winners. Gabi, can you give us a list? Or shall I read them?
I sure can.
Because we have some weird names there.
Let me just get my notes because I was so excited for one specific person on this list. So there was a giveaway. If you follow us on X and all the social media platforms, specifically in Chivas in English, you know that there was a contest or a giveaway for some tickets for tomorrow's game. So please pay attention and please contact us. You're going to be contacted by our team, but please stay aware for this information because if you don't answer, you can lose the tickets, and we don't want that. Okay, so the winners are Carlos Manuel Jacobo, Ángela Cárdenas, Alejandro Dávila. Okay, this is good. The Juicy Juice. We don't have your name, but that's your handle on X. El Juicy Juice. And Virgilio. At Virgilio BGONC. So I hope the winners are going to be down here. Yes, exactly. So if you're watching and if you see your name, please expect communication from the Chivas in English team. And you can have your tickets for tomorrow's game in San Jose. So congratulations. And back to you, Robert.
Very good. Very good. And don't forget, guys, those are gold tickets, you know, because it's hard to get them.
Oh.
And if it's free, what's the phrase?
It's for me.
It's for me. So you guys don't forget, we already called you once.
The Juicy Juice.
And who's Juicy Juice?
Who are you? The Juicy Juice.
Who are you? We're wondering because your name is so...
It reminds me of Niners players, but by the way, I'm mad at them at the moment. But the Juice is back. If you know, you know. The Juice is back. If you know, you know.
The Juice is back, okay? Well, the Juice used to be someone that got in trouble. Yeah, O.J. Simpson was called the Juice.
The Juice.
Yes,
oh,
he
wow.
was. Yeah.
Interesting. I was too young to
thank you
know
for calling me old without calling me old.
Thank you for calling me old.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, guys, let's get into this. You know what time it is. It's
Hold
MVP time. ¿Qué pasó?
Hold on, because production is also telling us right now that there's also going to be a giveaway for the San Diego game against Xolos. So please stay tuned. Please stay tuned for the information and the Chivas in English account on X. And you can get tickets for that game too. Awesome, right?
That's right. All you Chivermanos in the northern areas. Let's go. San Diego, beautiful city. And what else? Find a great game against Xolos, right? Chivas and Xolos. And so moving on. It's that time, right? For the MVP, my friend. So we need a drum roll, hopefully.
There we go.
It will happen.
We already have it, but sometimes it's like...
It doesn't pop in at the right time. But my brothers and sisters, everybody out there, remember, you can be voting on X and choosing our MVP for this week. So who they is? Let's take a look. Very good. We have Caro Jaramillo. Wonderful. She's rebounding, doing greatly. Cervantes, of course, La Chiva Chingona. She's my choice, by the way. And Miguel Gómez, who came back from a hard lesion, and he is now put numbers on the scoreboard. So let's talk. Gabi, who was your choice?
Yes, sir. So my choice this week was Cristian Carolina Jaramillo Quintero. Yes, with her full name on display, because she needs all the praise right now. She is currently the leader in assistance in Liga MX Femenil with 11 with the last game that was played. And she is just 3 assists from breaking her own record that she has from 2023. So she is like the ultimate leader in this category. And I hope she stays like that till the end of the season. And hopefully also for Liguilla. So, and also today is her birthday. So that is why she is my weekly MVP.
That's good. Good. She gave a smashing match the other day as well.
Yeah.
So she's on fire. It's like she's got her second wind all of a sudden. You know, she's doing so well. Alfredo, who was your choice, my brother?
Yeah, I chose Miguel Gómez, the guy who scored the tie the other day against Los Bravos de Juárez. Not only for being the goal scorer for Chivas last weekend, but also because Miguel Gómez is an example of a great Chiva heart and a great athlete. Actually, he came back from injury on Saturday after getting injured on match week 2 against Necaxa. So over 2 months injured, and he scored his first ever goal in Mexican First Division. Miguel Gómez is also a Chivermano de corazón. He entered the youth categories of El Guadalajara by getting into Chivas Gigantera, and he went through all the divisions, through all the youth academies, mainly as a right back. He went through the under 13, under 17, under 20, under 23, and he also went with El Tapatío, where he has conquered both Liga Expansión titles held by El Tapatío. He is also, as I was saying, a Chivermano de Nacimiento, as his mother used to take him to watch the home games of El Rebaño Sagrado back in the days of El Estadio Jalisco. 22 years old for our right back, for the goal scorer on Saturday, and that got into El Rebaño by Chivas Gigantera. So it's Miguel Gómez
yes,
for me.
He saved us the other day. He saved us
Yes.
again. Okay, and these youngsters are coming up. He does it great. And if you guys ever saw him on the Cantera Rojiblanca, you know him very well because the guy is another one that could be on fire. He's young, he's athletic, like you said, but he's really fast. And he can send some really, really, really precious balls into the 9-yard box. Yeah. So who did I choose? Like más chingona.
Who did you choose,
It
Robert?
was Licha. Not only because she's Licha, because I could go in, I don't have all the data here, but Licha scored a magnificent goal the other day. I don't know if you guys were able to see it, was able to control it with her chest, with her shoulder, and then she booted it home. So that's why she's my choice. Because as always, she's the one that represents when we need it. And when Caro and Licha are together, baby, there's no stopping them. There's no stopping them. They are on fire. Ve nomás, qué bonito. Yeah. So if I don't win with this one, that's okay. But it was worth the goal. So if you guys haven't seen it or you weren't able to see the match, check it out. The goals were beautiful.
You're going to win again.
Maybe not, because you were winning when I checked earlier.
I was?
You were like
no,
80% or something like that.
I'm not getting my hopes up. I'm not.
But Caro. No, man, she's really good. I think it's going to be a good one this time. I think even Miguel, Miguel will be close too. What are the numbers right now? Is anybody in production checking that stuff? Anyway, let us continue. So you guys, ya saben, go and vote in at X. Formerly Twitter. Okay.
Team Gabby.
Team Chivas. Whoever of us wins for all of us. So definitely go out there and vote, my brothers and sisters. Okay, my friends, we have a special. Alfredo, we have a visitor.
We do have a visitor. Actually, he's kind of hosting El Guadalajara these days. He's someone who we already know here in We Got You. The guys that were here in the earliest days of this show might already remember who he is. He's our godfather, let's say, but not exactly Vito Corleone, but he is our godfather. He's our padrino, and he will be covering the team from very inside these days that we will be in California. And he is Carlos Yustis from Telemundo Deportes. Great to have you, Carlos. How are you doing?
How are you guys? I can say that I haven't missed you terribly. My life's not the same without you. Without alive, because that's what my life is now these days. Since I've been around, very happy to be here. For those who don't know me, I'm Carlos Yustis. I'm the sports anchor for Telemundo in the Bay Area. I'm a correspondent for Telemundo Deportes, and I also the analyst for Chivas in English for Telemundo Deportes, which is the home of Chivas here in the United States. We broadcast both the games both in English and Spanish. And as they mentioned, these two Rebaños bringing El Guadalajara to PayPal Park, which is the home of the San Jose Earthquakes, which is right in my backyard. So we'll be there even today. The team got a little delayed. They were supposed to already be here. This time they were supposed to already be training. They had some complications with the logistics, so they're just getting here. I saw some comments on the chat about having a serenata. That would happen. I don't know exactly what time is scheduled, but it'll be later tonight. The team is going to still practice, most likely around 7 o'clock at night. That's on the West Coast time, on Pacific time. So they still have a long night before they can get ready for this match tomorrow. But it's always really excited to be able to be an insider for the team in a sense, and on the English side. And tomorrow, also for the game, I will be your PA announcer at Telemundo.
Wow, you're multitasking there, Carlos.
As usual, when am I not multitasking?
I know, it's just like, te toman la mano, right, and they take your foot. No, but brother, everybody knows you. And if everybody doesn't know Carlos Yustis, in the early days, he was the one that was narrating the games for Chivas TV. It was magnificent to hear you guys because I really missed you. and you were along with your partner. I don't remember who you were narrating with. Can you remind us?
We started alongside Jorge Calvo, who's now the play-by-play announcer for Telemundo, the regular Telemundo on air in Spanish. Now it's him and Manuel Sol, the one in charge of the broadcast in Spanish. I'm with Juan Arango on the English side. We're still doing those games. I've been 5 years now that we started this project in English alongside Telemundo and Chivas. And again, it's been really exciting to see some of the response for a lot of the fans that speak mostly English on this side, and really excited to be part of this project.
And that's the thing, people don't get it, that Chivas is universal. It's not just Mexico. It's not just the United States. We have Chivermanos and hermanas all over the planet. So, Carlos, I'm going to stick you in the hot spot, okay? De una vez. All right, we have a clásico in San Jose, Atlas and Chivas. I know many people may not be expecting much because of what has been happening, but what are you expecting after this 1-1 draw that we had with Bravos on match day 12? What can we expect? What can we tell the Chivermanos to expect from an Atlas Chivas in San Jose?
Well, the first thing is that a clásico is always a clásico, right? In this case, the right term for it will be a derby, right? Aunque sea clásico. Is your most hated rival from the city, is your biggest rival that it's across town. So regardless or what's the setting, whether it's a friendly, whether it's liguilla, whether it's a regular season, it's always a game that you have to win or that you want to win. And in this case, I think Chivas is coming with that little chip on their shoulder about how the results have been in the past couple of weeks. Obviously, the 3 games against America kind of define a little bit of what these couple of weeks have been, and I think it will be really good for the group to get a good result, even if it's on a friendly, and especially because I think they're gonna be mostly backed up by the home fans. I mean, Chivas is home when they play here. We see in the past when they've been here with Pachuca, when they've been here against León. Every time Chivas comes, they're the home team, and for them to have that back for this game, and we'll see how the San Diego one is. That one I expect a little more 50-50 on the fan base, just because it's in San Diego. But I feel like that's one of those games that would just help you rejuvenate a little bit. And for the players that also have too many minutes, that's a perfect opportunity to get on the field and show that you can make a break on this team.
Right, and make the difference, right? Because that's what we really need to do, especially the younglings who are definitely starting to step up. And Gabi, Alfredo, what do you guys think is going to happen? Atlas Derby in San Jose. Actually, I grew up in San Jose. I don't know if you guys knew that. My first years were there when San Jose was a little town. So I'm talking about, 50 years ago, because that's how it started. It used to be a bunch of, small rancherias, and all of a sudden, it's this huge city and metropolis. So, Gabi, Alfredo, ¿qué va a pasar? What do you guys think is going to happen against Atlas? What's going to be the deal?
Yeah. So I think that it's a very important pair of matches, not only against Atlas, but the general tour overall, because remember that we have a new coach managing the team, as it is Gerardo Espinosa. It's let's say a mini preseason for the team. If you'd like to put it that way, remember that Espinosa already coached a few matches. However, it is necessary for the team to get to assimilate the idea of the new coaching staff. It's pretty much as the train is going on. We have to do it pretty much on the road, but it's gonna be an important set of matches because it will be interesting to see how the team takes the idea, let's say, without the obligation of winning. Remember that the 3 points will not be we're not playing for the 3 points. We're playing a friendly. Of course, we want to give the best image we can to the Chivermanos who will be attending. And as we do that, we would like to also get the players to synchronize with each other the best way possible under the new coaching staff. So that's, let's say, the importance that I give to this tour Rebaño in California.
I agree completely. Carlos, would you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that's part of it, right? You have not had a lot of time to work, so part of bringing the team together to be able to put it together comes with just repetitions, and the only way to do that is having more game situations. And again, like that's why I said, like I feel a 180-minute plus so they're gonna get with both games are gonna be very important for the players that have not had a lot of minutes and that maybe need to break onto the field. So we'll see. Again, the problem here, or the thing that I think is always a problem for Chivas, is that when you come to these matches, even though they don't matter in a sense, they matter for the people who are going to be there. They're waiting for a good spectacle. They want to see their team close. The results don't have a repercussion on what's happening on the league. But at the same time, mentally, and just because of what Chivas moves and what Chivas means, even a bad result in a friendly could be seen as something negative. So, I mean, that just comes with part of being part of Chivas, with wearing that jersey. And that also gives you a good opportunity, because at the end of the day, there's no easy games. There's no friendlies, because you're probably one of the few teams that even on the friendlies, you get looked at with under the scope.
That's right. That's right. And now, like you were saying, especially this game, we could have a result that might be a little iffy, because we have a lot of bench players, people who are going to be coming off the bench looking for an opportunity. And with that, Gabby, do you have the call-up list? Can you tell us who will be on the pitch in San Jose?
Yes, sir. So to that, I just have to mention the players that are not going to be in the squad or traveled with the squad. So remember, Miguel Tapias is injured, so he didn't even travel. Raúl Rangel, Roberto Alvarado, and Luis Romo are concentrated with the Mexican national team for the Nations League Final Four. They're out. So, and also Hugo Camberos and Yael Padilla, because they're also in the Mexican national team under 20, and Ariel Castro y Gael Garcia. Oh, no, they are traveling with Guadalajara. So the list, the roster is Oscar Guali, who is also back from an injury. So he's back. Glad to see. Eduardo Garcia, El Dragón, is also there. Alan Mozo, Jose Castillo, Miguel Gómez, that scored and is in the MVP weekly peak. Conejito Brizuela, Mateo Chávez, Daniel Flores, Gilberto Sepúlveda, Luis Rey, Raúl Martínez, Rubén González, Eric Gutiérrez, Fernando Beltrán, Víctor Guzmán is back, Ariel Castro, Daniel Aguirre, Omar Covea, Saúl Zamora, Gael García, Kate Cowell, Javier Hernández, Alan Pulido, Armando González, y Teun Wilke. So we have options. We have a lot of very interesting players that could also see minutes on these two friendlies in California.
Definitely a good time to try and, find that click, that position that we need to work with. So not so many people will be missing from the match. Now that I've looked at the call-up list, just those who went away, right? Just four. And Tapias? It's great to see. Well, it's who?
Tapias.
But he's out because of injury.
Yes, he's injured. Piojo, Romo, and Tala are with the Mexican national team.
Okay, very good, very good. And I'm glad to see Wally back, because it's been a while, my friends. It's been a couple of months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He's been out and not been able to even be on the pitches, right? So I think we're going to do quite well against Atlas. I agree with Carlos in the sense that we need something to help us get back on our feet, no?
And at the end of the day, it's a clásico.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to,
exactly.
Friendly, not friendly, the World Cup final, I don't care. It's a clásico. You have to win those games, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're playing for the Chivermanos, who don't usually watch the team here in Mexico. So you gotta give them the win, You
have to give them the win and the satisfaction of at least seeing a team that is playing together, And I think that's what's been lacking recently. It seems like we're just running around in circles sometimes, But we got it. We got it.
I'm sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
I was just this idea popped into my head. What's going to be interesting to see Kate Cowell go back home, to his stadium, it's going to be. It's the first time. No, it's not the first time, right?
I don't remember if they played again. Did they start, Carlos?
No, it is. Last time Cade was here was for the League's Cup, and they play at Levi Stadium, which is the home of the 49ers. So that's that he missed the penalty. But that game was at Levi's, and this is the first time that Cade's going to be playing with Chivas against against. Well, in this case, he was going to play the Earthquakes, but he's going to be coming home to the stadium where everything started.
Where he was born, right? So he's from the youth division, of course, of San Jose Earthquakes, correct?
Funny enough, one of the connections, like people don't remember, Kate Cowell started with the San Jose Earthquakes when he was 14 years old, and the coach that debuted him was Matias Almeida. Almeida was here. He saw Kate. He was the dominant force on the U18s, even though he was 14. Just physically, I mean, everybody has seen it. Kate is so big and strong and so fast that he was just overrunning everybody on the academy on his own age group. They moved him to the U18s, and Matias decided to move him into the first division. He actually debuted against, I think it was Minnesota. I think it was like the third or fourth round. It was like right before the pandemic. His first minutes came right before the pandemic hit. It was one of the last matches that they had. And that's when Kate started, and then he kept being a promise for the club for a while. Then did all the paperwork he needed to move to Chivas, and now he's been with the team ever since.
Okay, and so we could expect great things. I'm still expecting great things from Kate because he's such a wonderful young man. He has that speed, man. That guy could be an Olympic runner. Truly. Now he has to get that ball, stick. I used to put glue on my shoes so that the ball would stick to them, really, because sometimes it's really hard going at that speed to try to control the ball, So incredible. So my friends, let's see, where can we watch nuestros chingones? Alfredo, where can we watch these guys?
Yeah, so El Tour Rebaño, it will be on the screen of TV Azteca if you're in Mexico. There we go. It's Sunday, the match on Sunday against Los Cholos de Tijuana. This will be the second match. Remember, first match it will be tomorrow against Atlas. But there we go. So first match of the tour, it's tomorrow, March the 20th. Tomorrow, Thursday, kickoff at 8, and then in Mexico, you will be able to watch it in TV Azteca, while if you're in the United States, it will be on the screens of Fox Sports and Estrella TV, Clásico Tapatío at PayPal Park Stadium in San Jose, California, where Robert grew up. So let's hope that brings us the best of luck. And there we go. The second match of the tour, second and the last match of the tour will be on Sunday, March the 23rd, kickoff at 4 p.m. And if you're in Mexico, once again, it will be on the screen of TV Azteca, while for the United States, it will be the same as tomorrow. It will be on the screens of Fox Sports and Estrella TV. In the bar below, you can see the call-up squad for the upcoming matches against Atlas and against Cholos de Tijuana.
Two good matches, my friends, and reboundable matches, so that a person, our team in particular, will be able to get some good results. So Carlos Yustis, very good, my friend. So thank you so much. What do you think we need to do to make the Rebaño be the best again, in your personal opinion? I'm putting you on the spot, brother.
No, I think the biggest thing is that if you're going to stick to this philosophy of playing with only Mexican players, which has been what you've done forever, right, you're behind when it comes to where you pick talent. And just because you are, putting a smaller pool, whether you like it or not, you're only picking from one single country. But Chivas needs to focus on their youth teams. They have to be able to find players that kind of come into the squad that you can have on whatever coach is in place, which is another thing. You need to be able to have a longer project. There has not been projects long enough for Chivas to be able to develop this. You need to have a coach that can come in, that can have philosophy, that can work around, that can bring veteran players that can fit that scheme, and then just keep working your youth players. And whether they can actually break into the Chivas first squad or not, you need to either send them somewhere else, whether it's on loans, whether it's sold somewhere else, so you can keep bringing that cash flow in and then keep developing that youth talent, because that's the only way Chivas can keep their philosophy and still be successful. But if you cannot make that blend and have longer projects, it's never going to happen. Unfortunately, because of how Liga MX is designed, you have those tournaments that are not allow you to do those things. So patience is key, but you also need to be able to focus on everybody that you have on that youth system and be able to have now you have the option of looking at players here in the United States, right? We saw with Fidel Barajas, which is here from the Bay Area. We see with Kekao, which is here from the Bay Area. In some point, we had Diego Luna. There's a lot of players that are also Mexican American that share those things, and that's another pool that you're opening and that you can bring in. So you have to play with all those things to make it count, and then hopefully that way you can make Chivas bring some trophies again.
And speaking of which, what do you think of Camberos?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's the best thing that happened to Chivas in a while. I mean, that kid has literally everything to keep going into stardom. Now, what it always happens, you need to be able to keep him growing. And the only way to do that sometimes is just like maybe he needs to go somewhere else where he can really, he can actually like step it up. So we'll see. But for now, I think that he needs to find that consistency, and then whatever surrounds him in the team, he has to be able to keep himself level, right? Because we know that Mexican soccer, and especially when you play in Mexico, there's a lot of distractors. Our culture is not exactly the same as somewhere else in the world where you have to be a little more focused, and he needs to be able to keep that if he wants to keep on growing. To me, he's already putting himself onto a path to be a star in Chivas, and if he can consolidate himself in the next, I mean, he's really young. He's only 18 years old or 19 years old. So if he can consolidate himself in the next couple of years, he can be looking at really, really bright future. So I'm really excited for him. I think it's out of the things that Chivas have made a decision, especially on this round in the past 6 months, I think that's the best decision they've made.
I agree completely, man. That guy, every time I see him play, he reminds me so much of so many other players like El Venado. Actually, yesterday I ran into El Gaucho Avila. I don't know if you guys remember him. You guys were probably really young when he played because I was back in the 90s. And he reminded me, of Camberos.
El Gauchito Avila played in the late 2000s, right? I'm not
He got hurt, yeah.
Wasn't he part of that team that played in Libertadores?
Yes, he was very young. He had that injury to his right knee or left knee. And then he came back, but he ended up, I think, at Reboceros, de la Piedad or Querétaro. And then he went to Querétaro or something like that. So he wasn't ever able to bounce back. And he's one of those guys that I thought, as Camberos, was going to be in Europe, because the truth is he did it like Messi. He does it like Messi. What would Messi do? That's always when I look at Camberos and Padilla, I wonder. And most times, 9 times out of 10, they do it. So Carlos Yustis, thank you so much for joining us, my brother. Can you tell us where we can follow you, please, so that everybody out there can enjoy this knowledge, all of this Chiva vibe that you bring to us, and always in such a nice and professional and positive way, Carlos. Muchas gracias. Where can we follow you?
Well, you can always find me on social media at Carlos Yustis TV. My last name is Yustis. I'm obviously also on Telemundo, whether it's with Telemundo Deportes, with some of the bigger broadcasts, whether it's the World Cup, Olympics. I'll be covering the women's national team shortly. Again, I was in San Diego for the final of the She Believes Cup. I'm flying to LA to do the next match against Brazil. Then the women's national team from the US is coming here to PayPal Park to play also. And then obviously, let's remember also that the Bay Area is going to be the home of the Super Bowl next year. Super Bowl 60 will be here. Hopefully our San Francisco 49ers can make it that Super Bowl at home, but that Super Bowl will be on Telemundo regardless. And then the FIFA World Cup that is going to be in 2026. There's going to be 7 games played here in the Bay Area, 7 games that are going to be played there at Levi Stadium. So anything that has to do with the teams in the Bay Area, I got you covered. You can always tune us in also on Telemundo 48, telemundoarealavahia.com. You can find all the information on those teams, whether it's the Earthquakes, the Giants, the A's, the San Francisco 49ers. We're always covering those teams. And then everything else will always be there. If you want to send us a message, if you want to send us anything, I'm always willing to reply and have a conversation.
Very good. Thank you so much, Carlos. And unos boletucos, okay? Some tickets, man. You're padrino, remember.
I mean, you guys tell me that. We got to work that with the production. I mean, with the production says, I got you. I will always send it. But yeah, like I said, guys, it's always a pleasure to be with you guys. It's been a lot of things that happened recently, and again, like I always send you all my love. You know what you mean to me, everything that you've done for me, and all this time, and I love you tons, and that's never gonna change. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Padrino, and we love you too, man. You look good, you look healthy, and you look strong and positive as always. Muchísimas gracias, Carlos, for sharing your time with us today. Thanks so much.
It was great to have you, Carlos. All the best.
A romperla. Carlos Yustis, man. We need a longer program with him, you know.
Totally. See, Chivas is where the action's at. Everything that it's on Telemundo, Chivas could not miss it out. Chivas
Just
had
talk
to
about
be there.
all of that multitasking he's doing, but really look at all that work that he does. And it's all about, keeping the ball rolling, the ball rolling. So I think we're going to win. I'm not going to say anything because I always put my foot in my mouth. Okay, but I think Atlas and Chivas going to win. And once we get against Xolos, I think we're going to do the same over there, okay? As long as we're playing on natural turf, we'll probably be okay. So, what did you guys think of this match? Are we going to have time to talk about this, or shall we move into our Chivas Chingonas?
I don't know.
Let's
Take it
go
away.
to Bloque Femenil. Yeah, you want to talk about this game? This was so hard to watch for me.
That's what I was going to say. Like, are we sure we're going to talk about, like, in full depth about this game?
Do we want to?
Go ahead.
I mean, we could talk about it in general, no?
No, we
Let's
gotta
talk
talk
about it, man.
about
Let's
it.
talk about it. A winnable match, again,
Exactly.
taken to the maximum moment of effort, no? Which is putting out a fire, which Gomez did for us. But I got to say something about that goal from the Ingeniero del Gol. I love him because he is a Chiva extracción cantera
God.
too. Pero qué faulero eres. All right?
Why?
Desplazamiento con el brazo así. Come on, that's a foul anywhere.
Why? Why does la ley del ex always happen to us? Why?
That's the way it is, the ley del ex. And plus, if you think about it, it's because those guys have very high quality players. And for some reason, we're not able to perform at their maximum effort for here at Chivas, And then they go to another team, and the pressure from the outside, I guess, makes them make a maximum effort, Maximum effort. So it was a good match. Very dirty, man. I did not enjoy it, the truth.
No.
I have a question. Are we seeing a team that gives its best when everything's against them?
That's a good question.
It looks like it.
But they're not doing it, so.
But it kind of looks like it, and I always think that Chivas, it plays their best when they are against very good or better teams in that exact moment in time. I think that their game elevates when they face extreme pressure, which is not necessarily a good thing, because if you're talking about that on week 3, 4, but we are on week 13.
Mm-hmm.
And we cannot be playing okay-ish right now, Like, we should be doing this a long time ago. And sometimes we see specks of very good games and very good plays and very good collective efforts. And sometimes it gets, again, kind of frustrating. And again, we say this again and again and again and again. El último toque. That last. The last. Yes, that last one. What's going on?
That's where the pressure starts, or I don't know.
Because we have already called for the number 9s, those goal scorers that we were probably missing 3 semesters ago. They have arrived. So is it only the last touch, or also the last assist, the last pass?
Because we've been talking every time we talk about the lineup, and Robert asks specifically about, okay, this is our defensive line, this is our midfield, and this is our offensive line. We always talk about a very solid midfield situation. So what is going on? Like, I've seen the most changes when it comes to our midfield. Every time we try to predict a lineup, Robert is, I'm also a believer.
Right.
And then we talk about Guti. We talk about everything that Guti is doing right. And the next game, he's not in the starting 11, Like, right. It kind of gets like, do we really need that consistency? What do you guys think?
Or what's the deal? What's the deal with all the rotations? No, because that's kind of the question.
what exactly, like, what is the best? To me, our most the most issues, and I'm going to air quote this because I don't want to talk about, like, yeah, there's a problem within the team. We have it because we're not scoring more than we should. So therefore, our offensive line is where there needs to be more adjustments, right? And we've seen Pulido scoring, we've seen Chicharito scoring and almost scoring. Like, where is the situation that needs to be solid in order for us to have all three lines? Like you know what I mean?
Yes. Or is it that are we asking too much? Maybe that could be too. No.
What do you mean?
I mean that we want Chivas to be the best. No.
Mm-hmm.
We expect them to perform at their maximum level and put in maximum effort. But many times when we're watching the matches, and I'm not saying that this match in particular, but I see them give maximum effort for 30 minutes. Yeah, maximum concentration, 30 minutes, but they don't make the goal. And then what happens? It slows down, it starts slowing down. The other team gets the momentum and boom, nos vacunan, you know? Or we're pushed to come back from a 1-goal deficit, which is really that. And if we look at the numbers, guys, apart from that one game against America, we're losing matches by 1 goal. Okay, it's not like we're getting, completely fleeced in the matches. So I think that something's happening there with what you're saying, Gabby. You're right. We don't have a midfield that is consistent. It changes every time. The defense, I think, is strong because it is consistent.
Yeah.
The forwards, when they are able to, they make their goals, and they have been doing it better than last seasons, the seasons that have passed. They can still do much more, because I think that they sometimes lack that responsibility. Just go for it, no? Just shoot it. Atrévanse.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be it. But something happens after the first 30 minutes, I don't know what you guys have seen there, Alfredo, Gabi. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that, let's say that there's peaks of performance throughout the first half. It doesn't sustain itself throughout the 45 minutes. Then I think that the second halves, we've seen a more intense Chivas team, yes, but also a more desperate Chivas team because we've seen a team that is playing more against the clock on the second halves. And when you're totally playing against the clock, you're probably not presenting the best and most natural version of yourself, but a version who's playing against the clock, and that maybe comes from those, let's say, different levels of intensity presented by the team throughout the first half, instead of just sustaining it, maybe scoring 1, scoring 2 in the first half, and then let's say gustarse más in the second half. We haven't really seen a match where Chivas has been able to enjoy, from itself. We haven't really seen a match where Chivas ganó, gustó y goleó.
Acomodados, right? Like they're a gusto, that they're comfortable on the pitch. I haven't seen them comfortable on the pitch in any of the matches, really, Alfredo. In any of them. None of them. Not the Chivas that we know, the Chivas that got to the final against Tigres, right? I have not seen that.
Whoa. Yeah, that team was enjoying itself,
You could see it.
That team was on a... Yeah, totally.
You could see it.
Right now, we see it. Yeah, we see it. Of course, being in Chivas involves a lot of pressure from the fans, from the media, from many sides across football. And it's, there are always millions of eyes on you when you're playing in Chivas. So you gotta be confident about it. And when you're not, you're probably not enjoying as much because of the pressure itself. Chivas plays with more pressure than Los Bravos de Juárez, than Necaxa, than pretty much every team in Liga MX. So yeah, you gotta be at the top
of your mental
top of
level.
That in order to deal with it.
Yeah.
pressure.
And I think I'm going back to Gabi now. Now, Gabi, you and I and Alfredo, we talked about this a lot of times. What's going on after those 30 minutes? What's going on in the strength up here, no? Desperation. Yeah, maybe they get lost because they want to do so much. They want to score, so much pressure, the media, us here at We Go To Live that we're digging into them right now. You know, the fan base, all these things, you know. And I don't know. I don't think they've been the same since the final against Tigres, you know. It's the truth for me. Yeah, personally. Because I know that these guys are all stars individually. Every one of them are unos cracks. But something happens after 30, 40 minutes, man, and it's just more difficult for them, you know, for them to come and bounce back. So, enough of this madness. Let us speak of less madness, a little bit of craziness, pero nuestras Chivas chingonas, y quiero felicitar. I want to congratulate Gabi because she did the first ever previa femenil, all right, junto con Fernanda and María, perdón, and la rompieron. You guys were great. A little nervous, but you were great, and I was
we already had two.
Proud of you. So proud of you. Ya van dos, el de lunes and the other day.
Yes.
So tell us about that experience.
Oh, okay. So I think this was something that it was like overdue in the sense that it needs to be talked about, right? Like in the same way we talk about Varonil and we talk about the starting 11 and we talk about expectations and we even throw scores here and there. And I was so excited when I got the call from our dear Javier Quesada. And he was like, hey, we're thinking about doing the Previa Femenil. Are you down? And I'm like, oh my God, yes, let's do it. And we already had two previas, Querétaro Femenil against Chivas Femenil, and now with León Femenil. And it was great. People are participating. And what I saw in the chat was that everybody was happy that we finally have a Previa Femenil. So it was incredible. I had very good chemistry with Maria Padilla. I knew her in person, but we never worked together really. And it was exciting. The first show was like a little like, but I felt great. The second one was amazing. It was so fun. People are happy. People are commenting and participating and giving up their scores and predictions. So it's awesome. Like if you watch La Previa from Varonil, now we have a previa from Femenil, and it's going to be when Chivas is away, when Chivas Femenil plays away from home. We are going to be 1 hour before the game. Maria Padilla and Roberto Garcia, who is our friend that travels with Chivas Femenil, and he also gives us El Reporte Rojiblanco from the stadium just before the game starts. So very exciting. It was so fun, and it's just a new project, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. So thank you so much, guys, for the support. And if you are, if you're in the chat, and if you want to watch La Previa Femenil, remember every time Chivas plays away from home, 1 hour before the game, La Previa Femenil, and with yours truly, and Maria Padilla and Roberto Garcia. So thank you guys so much. So should we get into it?
Let's do it.
So because we are running out of time and there's a lot to talk about. So we are so happy. Chivas Femenil won against León Femenil. And again, I just have to make this disclosure because La Ley del Ex again happened to us because Ruby Soto, La Patrona, scored on us. And I could not be necessarily mad about that. But okay, she scored on us.
It's Ruby.
It hurts. Yeah. It hurts. Yeah, we spent so much time with her.
But she scored on us. Celeste was our goalkeeper this time. We remember that Blanca Felix had to be subbed in the last game because she had a little bit of an injury, and it's a perfect opportunity to give Celeste Espino the opportunity to come back play. And she had a great game. It was a PK that Ruby Soto scored, so nothing. Like it was like a 50-50 chance here, but the good news is that Chivas Femenil, with this incredible goal by Alicia Cervantes, Robert, your pick. So we had goals from Licha Cervantes, Shelly Torres, that it's now scoring goals with Chivas Femenil. So it's
Right.
and Viridiana Salazar. So it was a very much needed win. This time, I think it's a very well deserved. Like Chivas Femenil played their game.
Yeah, they worked it.
They worked for it. They made it happen. It was again a very solid team effort. Caro Jaramillo did magic here and there. She had 10 assists and 11 assists. Like overall, she right now has 11 assists. She is just 3 away from breaking her own record from 2023, which is incredible. And she has been in the top of this category ever since, I think, week 8 of Liga MX Femenil. So that's impressive. And we hope she stays like that until the end of the season and Liguilla, of course. But yeah, Licha Cervantes, Chely Torres, and Viri Salazar with 3 great goals. Did you see Chely's goal?
Yes. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even think it was that she had shot it at first, because I did not expect it from that outside of the box.
It was
incredible.
Do you think? Okay, so this is a tricky question. Do you really think she was trying to score?
I think she was trying to send a pass in.
Yeah, me too.
And she scored.
I mean, great.
Yeah,
it was a golazo.
Sí, golazazo.
Golazo.
Yeah.
And Licha and Viri. So we're happy. We are currently in the 5th position of the general table. We are adding points to our stats, which is always good. We are facing week 14. That is going to be Clásico Tapatío. And for the very first time ever, is going to be played in Verde Valle. And also, just a heads up, there's going to be a video about this and all the places that Clásico Tapatío has been played during the history of Liga MX Femenil. And this time it's going to be in Verde Valle. So interesting. Of course, it's going to be packed with Chiva Hermanos. What do you guys think?
We're going to win again. Although I know Atlas is not doing so badly this season, but we're in Verde Valle. That's our home field.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think that's where the pink circuit started for Chivas Femenil, right? We had some matches at Verde Valle, some at Akron. Yeah, so there was a balance. And I love Verde Valle. I love the feeling. It's so Chiva full. So I am willing to put my money on Chivas for 2-1. They will win.
2-1.
You believe me? 2-1. Yes, I'm saying that we will win 2-1.
Fun.
What do you guys think?
Okay. Fun fact is that Chivas Femenil has only gone scoreless on 3 matches this semester. So besides 3 matches that were against both Monterrey teams, against Rayadas and Tigres, and also a home game against Juárez that ended 0-0. Chivas Femenil has scored in every single match, so we're having a good, we're being assertive towards goal. So I think that it's certain, for Chivas Femenil to take it against Atlas on Clásico Tapatío and just keep the dominance.
Definitely, they have never. I don't think. Well, when was the last time we lost against Atlas? I think it's 10 matches now that we're unbeaten.
I have my notes right here. If it just give me a minute. Because production is like, hurry up, guys.
Are they rushing us?
They are.
I closed my chat. Let me open it up again. Yes, I think it's 10. Oh, you know what number I want? I don't know if you or Alfredo can dig this number up. What is the maximum number of asistencias in the pink circuit? ¿Qué ha sido el número como histórico? What's the historical maximum number of asistencias? Because I know that we always talk about el balón de oro, de goles, y etc. But I want to know, how close is Caro to the maximum number of assistants?
Wow, that's a good question.
It's a good point. Nobody ever talks about that. We only talk about who makes the goals, not who passes the goals. No? So 11.
And all the key passes.
That's pretty good, man.
All the key passes, because there are some beautiful balls that don't end up in goals just because the person who had to score it didn't score it. But, those should be also added to assists.
Yes, definitely. Definitely has to be. So what's up? I said 2-1. ¿Ustedes qué dicen?
2-1. I'm saying 2-0 for Femenil.
2-0. You guys are getting cocky. You shouldn't hang out with me anymore. I agree with you, but we're going to win, guys. It's going to happen.
We're going to win. Yeah, we're going to win.
Happen.
Where to watch?
It has to happen. Where to watch? Shall I do the honors, or would you like to do the honors, Gabby?
Go ahead.
Go for it, Robert.
Where to watch Liga MX Femenil. Semana 14, match week 14, Sunday, March 23rd. You will be able to watch Chivas Femenil against Atlas from Verde Valle at 4 p.m. Guadalajara time, 5 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. if you're on the West Coast, and 6 p.m. if you're on the East Coast. You will be able to watch the match here in Mexico, pues por la señal más rojiblanca, por favor, Chivas TV, with our great play-by-play action from our homegrown narrators. And also you can watch it on Fox Sports, aquí en Mexico. And in the United States, ya saben, como Carlos Yustis reminded us, Telemundo Deportes. Don't forget, we have Las Chingonas to defend and to support, because they're the ones that are representing right now, my brothers and sisters. So let's do it. There we go. I just got a message from production. Okay,
we have to talk about
what?
There's 20 canteranos rojiblancos going with the national teams. Great news by our cantera. We're speaking all the way from the under 20 national team, Mexican national team, all the way through the under 14, going through the under 18, under 16, under 18 femenil, and also have some players from the first team who will be attending the under 20, such as Camberos and some more. So without further notice, we have prepared a special content about the canteranos rojiblancos playing for the youth national teams of Mexico.
The Youth Academy of Club Deportivo Guadalajara is one of the richest semilleros in Mexican football. Yes, Cantera Rojiblanca is one of our institution's most valuable assets, as our club has a high dependence and a high reliance on the excellent formative football that is offered by our youth academies throughout Mexico and the United States. Every year or every now and then, La Cantera Rojiblanca brings new values and new assets to the first team, and not only the first team but also the Mexican national team across its youth systems benefits from the fantastic job that gets done in Cantera Rojiblanca, since La Cantera Rojiblanca has contributed a total of 20 seleccionados for selecciones juveniles of the Mexican national team for the March fecha FIFA. And without further notice, accompany me to review who these canteranos are. Who are these youth academy assets from Cantera Rojiblanca? Check them out. The Mexican under-20 national team will count with the presence of 4 canteranos rojiblancos, 2 of them who are already playing in the first team. We're speaking about Hugo Camberos and Yael Padilla. Furthermore, Juan Pablo Uribe and Diego Ochoa are the other canteranos rojiblancos who will travel to Spain with the under-20, where the under-20 will play against Spanish team Elche and will face the United States and France on that respective category. The under-18 has called up 5 canteranos rojiblancos to dispute 3 friendly matches in France. The canteranos rojiblancos traveling with the under-18 will be Sebastián Liceaga, Carlos Hernández, Johan Orozco, Samir Inda, and Santiago Sandoval. Mexico will face Nice under-18 squad as well as Bouches du Rhône under-18 and Olympique de Marseille under-18. The under-17 will count with the presence of Gael Garcia, Jonathan Grajales, and Emiliano Rodríguez. Furthermore, the under-16 just had a microciclo en el Centro de Alto Rendimiento de la Ciudad de México between the 2nd and the 6th of March. The 4 canteranos rojiblancos who attended this microciclo were Dylan Avelar, André Godínez, Dylan Ruiz, and Carlos Bernal. On the other hand, Mexico under-15 disputed 2 friendlies in the United States, and the 2 canteranos rojiblancos who attended the call were Alexander Aguilar and Rodic Chile. Last but absolutely far from being the least, we have La Cantera Rojiblanca Femenil, who also had a presence in the youth national teams. We're speaking about Yesenia Guzmán and Dana Sandoval, who incorporated themselves to el Tri Nacional Sub-20 en el Centro de Alto Rendimiento de la Femex Food. I hope that you have enjoyed this review of the Youth Academy Chivas players that will represent the different Mexican national teams from the under-15 all the way towards the under-20. Let's hope that these canteranos represent our national team with the greatest pride, the greatest effort, and why not, the greatest results. Signing off this new edition of We Go To News, I am Alfredo Rodriguez, and as always,
there you go. How many were they in total?
20
from the Cantera
Cantera Rojiblanca.
Blanca. And what Carlos Yustis was mentioning. No?
And if you include Tala Rangel with the top national team, it will be 21.
Right.
Yeah, because they're Canteranos too, right? Definitely,
Exactly.
definitely. So what Carlos was saying, right? We need to have faith in the Cantera. Of course, we could probably bring a couple people in, but the truth is, the future of Chivas is our Cantera. And speaking of Cantera, today Tapatío is playing against Atlante at El Estadio Jalisco. All right, at 7 p.m. So in about 1 more hour, we'll be able to watch at Tapatío. You guys got to remember, they're currently 9th. With 12 points. Yes, they have campeonitis. They got campeonitis. Ni modo. Okay?
Right.
That's what happens. But the truth is, and we got to remember, that they took a lot of their players away. Okay? So they're trying to find their footing again. But if you have watched the matches, if you've had a chance to watch them, you're going to see that they're not playing so badly. It's just, again, what Gabi and Alfredo, and I think the whole Chiva Nation has been talking about for the last 2 decades. Okay, and that is, we need someone to put the ball into the back of the net. That's the deal. That's the basic deal. So don't forget, you got to go and watch it. Where can we watch this production? None. Where to watch?
Do we have it? No, we don't have a where to watch. We don't have where to watch. But they're playing against Atlante. Exciting game.
It is. Okay, and it's going to be great. Remember, colmilludos los del Atlante. They have
My mom is a huge Atlante fan, so we're not speaking right now.
Really? Oh, sorry.
I'm kidding, Mom.
Atlante, Mexico City, when they were in Mexico City, was one of the first teams, them and Necaxa, to represent in the city of Mexico.
Yes.
Because they were teams that were made from the barrios. Los barrios, you know, where the workers live, and these teams started coming up. Atlante has a great history, and they're one of
they should
the
be in first division, in my opinion.
Sí, gracias.
In my opinion, they
Just
should.
like UDG, just like a couple of other teams, I think that we should have in the first division. We miss them, you know, and they give a little bit more flavor to the matches. All right, my friends. It's getting late. It's getting late, my people. All right. So now to find out who won the MVP. I think it was
the
Gabi.
MVP.
Vamos a ver. Drum roll, please. I think it's Gabi. Let me
Really?
open my
I don't believe that. I don't know.
Veamos. No, you had a good one. That'll head it in.
Oh my God!
Again, yay! Wonderful.
No, wait.
It's Caro.
I'm confused.
Yes. What?
¿Es Caro? It's Caro.
Ahí dice.
Caro. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. The birthday girl. Thank you so much. Yes. Caro Jaramillo
Hey, let's
is
look
the
at the
MVP.
boat then, yeah.
She's not only our MVP, she is La Liga MX MVP. She is Chivas Femenil MVP of this week. Amazing 11 assists in this season on this tournament. So it was a joke, says production. It was a joke. So who is the winner? Caro Jaramillo.
What?
Caro Jaramillo. Oh, para hacerla de emoción. Es Caro Jaramillo.
It is Caro.
So, yes. Okay, great. Yes, Caro Jaramillo is doing her thing. Is doing her
Magic.
magic.
That's mean production. Gabi, ganaste.
I won. Thank you. It was a good day to wear this incredible and very elegant shirt jersey.
Beautiful jersey.
An early birthday present, by the way.
It's a beautiful jersey. I got one of those too, and it's magnificent. So felicidades, Gabi. Caro Jaramillo made you a winner, but Caro is a winner. She's rompiéndola. She's getting back on track after that little speed bump that we had last season. Regresó más chingona.
And happy birthday to her.
And happy birthday, Caro. I hope you watch us. Or somebody at Chivas watching this, because we're out there for you too.
Please, someone tell her that I say happy birthday.
Tantos besos y tantas cosas bonitas.
Oh, ya vamos.
So, my brothers and sisters, this is it. Don't forget, yes, we've had a rough time. Don't forget, we're Chiva hermanos. All those guys out there being nasty. Hey, man, grow up. Football is football, man. That's it. Health is more important. Your family is more important, man. Your friends are more important than football, okay? Have a beautiful day. We love you. We love Chivas, and that's why we're out there in the Chivaverse. Where's my symbol? It's here today. Vamos a ganar 2 partidos. A romperla, mis Chiva hermanos.